A multi-million-dollar jackpot that was a dream of many was snatched away by the unlikeliest of culprits. On December 28, 2010, Eddie Tipton, the man trusted with the integrity of the lottery, used his position to rig the system and pocket $28 million. What was designed to be a fair and secure process was twisted from within by the very person meant to protect it. With insider access and a brilliant mind for manipulation, Eddie Tipton orchestrated one of the boldest financial crimes in history. What pushed him to tamper with a system designed to be foolproof? Join us as we uncover how Tipton's perfect plan began to unravel, proving that even the sharpest minds can't escape fate. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we take you on a thrilling ride, uncovering the twisted genius behind this incredible heist. Our story takes place in 2005, when Eddie Tipton made a decision that would change everything. After years of working with the random number generator, RNG, he knew its strengths, its weaknesses, and most importantly, how to exploit it. Tipton's brilliance allowed him to see what others couldn't: cracks in the system. Why leave millions to chance when he could control the outcome? Could he resist the temptation to prove his skill and claim a share of the fortune he helped manage? The answer, of course, was no. Eddie Tipton wasn't just a lottery enthusiast. He was the person responsible for its integrity. As the Director of Information Security for the Multi-State Lottery Association, MUSL, Tipton oversaw the software that generated random winning numbers. In this position, he held an incredible amount of power, enough to make or break jackpots. So instead of just safeguarding the system, he was about to take control of it. But how was he able to outsmart this foolproof system? This was done with the help of a clever piece of code called rootkit. Hidden deep in the RNG software, this malicious code was invisible during security checks. But how do you tamper with something as random as a lottery without anyone noticing? Tipton's method was as sneaky as it was smart. The rootkit only activated on 3 specific dates a year, and under very precise conditions. When triggered, it didn't make the winning numbers obvious, but significantly reduced the range of possibilities, making them predictable. To the public, the lottery remained a game of pure chance. For Tipton, it was now a game he controlled. If you've been hooked so far, don't forget to share this video and give it a thumbs up. Even with a foolproof hack, Tipton had a problem. He couldn't claim the winnings himself without arousing suspicion. That's where his team came in. First, there was his brother, Tommy Tipton. As a former Texas Justice of the Peace, Tommy knew how to keep a low profile. He was no stranger to schemes and had the kind of calm demeanor needed to fly under the radar. Then came Robert Rhodes, an old friend and businessman with questionable ethics. Rhodes had the connections and the confidence to help the operation succeed. Together, the trio formed a tight network designed to quietly siphon off lottery winnings. Tipton, who had access to the Multi-State Lottery Association systems as the Director of Information Security, used his inside knowledge to manipulate the RNG software. He installed a rootkit, a type of malware, which gave him the ability to predict the winning numbers in advance. Tipton could essentially generate the numbers himself, selecting specific combinations that he knew would win. Tipton's accomplices, including his brother Tommy Tipton and Robert Rhodes, helped execute the plan by purchasing tickets for various lotteries across different states. They spread the purchases to avoid drawing attention and ensure that no patterns emerged. By doing so, they ensured that the winning tickets were purchased in states with smaller jackpots, preventing suspicion over large simultaneous wins. This careful distribution helped maintain the illusion of randomness in the lottery. Instead of claiming the lottery prizes directly, Tipton and his accomplices used proxies or anonymous figures to collect the winnings. For example, Robert Rhodes would claim the prize through a foreign trust, such as the Belize-based Hexam Investments, which Tipton had set up. This provided a layer of secrecy, preventing officials from immediately linking the winnings to Tipton. The use of third parties helped conceal their identities and avoid raising red flags. The first major success came in 2005, when Tipton rigged a $568,000 jackpot in Colorado. Tommy Tipton claimed the prize, presenting himself as just another lucky winner. The plan worked perfectly, emboldening Eddie and his team. Over the next few years, they rigged smaller jackpots in states like Wisconsin and Oklahoma. These smaller wins flew under the radar, keeping Tipton and his accomplices in the clear. But would they stop there? Or was a bigger prize too tempting to resist? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. By 2010, The Iowa Hot Lotto jackpot had reached a staggering $24 million. For Tipton, it was the ultimate test of his scheme. He rigged the draw to ensure the numbers he predicted would win, but claiming such a large prize presented new challenges. So later on December 23, 2010, Eddie Tipton, the security director of the Multi-State Lottery Association, bought a lottery ticket at the Quick Trip convenience store in Des Moines. He wore a hoodie, hoping to hide his identity, but surveillance cameras still caught him on tape. But what he was unaware of was the fact that this small act would lead to the uncovering of a major lottery fraud. Instead of claiming the $16.5 million jackpot himself, Tipton gave the previously bought ticket to his friend Robert Rhodes. Rhodes created a fake trust in Belize, called Hexam Investments, to hide who the real winner was. At first, this plan seemed smart, but it quickly raised suspicions. Using an offshore trust for a lottery claim was unusual and caught the attention of investigators. What started as a sneaky plan soon fell apart. Tipton's actions exposed not only his dishonesty, but also weaknesses in the lottery security system. It is now evident that even the smartest plans come with risks. Every ticket purchased and every jackpot claimed carried the possibility of exposure. What if a ticket seller remembered a familiar face? What if someone noticed a strange pattern in the timing or locations of the wins? For a while, the plan worked seamlessly. The trio reaped the rewards of their operation, funneling millions of dollars through carefully orchestrated claims. To outsiders, the wins seemed like pure chance. However, no plan is entirely foolproof. As the operations continued, subtle cracks began to emerge. One small misstep or oversight had the potential to expose their scheme, and the risk of discovery grew with each jackpot they claimed. When Robert Rhodes attempted to claim the $16.5 million prize through the Belize-based trust, Hexam Investments, Iowa lottery officials immediately became suspicious. State law required winners to appear publicly and disclose their identity. All the authorities could think of was, why would a lottery winner go through such an elaborate effort to remain anonymous? What did they have to hide? These questions fueled an intense investigation by the lottery board. As they dug deeper, the claim began to stall. Weeks passed without clear answers, then months. The lack of transparency raised red flags, and the officials refused to release the winnings without verifying the claimant's legitimacy. By the time the claim was officially denied in 2011, the case had already sparked widespread speculation. Investigators and the public alike began to wonder, was the ticket legitimate, or was this an elaborate scheme to cheat the system? Little did they know, the answers would uncover one of the most shocking lottery scandals in history, one that would eventually lead back to the man behind the security system himself, Eddie Tipton. The Iowa Lottery launched an intensive investigation, working alongside law enforcement agencies to uncover the truth. Surveillance footage from the Quick Trip store proved to be the first major breakthrough. Investigators identified a man in a hoodie purchasing the winning ticket. But who was he? The video was released to the public, and tips began flooding in. Among them was a lead that pointed directly to Eddie Tipton. But all the authorities could think was, how could a man in charge of securing the lottery's integrity be the same person trying to cheat it? As investigators delved deeper, they discovered a disturbing pattern. Lottery jackpots had been won in multiple states by individuals with links to Tipton. Tommy Tipton had claimed a $568,000 prize in Colorado, while another associate, Philip Johnson, had just won in Wisconsin. Investigators uncovered a shocking truth. The lottery's random number generator had been hacked. Hidden in the system was a secret piece of code planted by Tipton himself that let him predict the winning numbers. It was the smoking gun that they had been searching for. The evidence was undeniable. The man trusted to guard the lottery's security had used his position to rig the system. With this revelation, Tipton's web of deceit began to unravel, leading to his dramatic arrest and the fall of one of the boldest lottery scams in history. In January 2015, Eddie Tipton's secret life unraveled as he was arrested and charged with fraud. The evidence against him wasn't just compelling, it was damning. Surveillance footage showed him buying the ticket. The lottery's software bore his tampering, his digital footprints clear as day, and the financial records traced a direct line to the stolen winnings. Yet when confronted, Tipton stuck to his story. He claimed he couldn't have rigged the system. But here's the real question. How do you argue with undeniable proof? How do you explain altered software and suspicious money trails? As the case went to court, the layers of Tipton's scheme began peeling back, each more shocking than the last. The mastermind behind lottery security had turned the system into his personal jackpot. What started as a clever con was now a public spectacle, leaving everyone to wonder how many more secrets were still hidden. Eddie Tipton's trial became the spotlight of news channels worldwide, showing how even trusted systems could be cheated. Prosecutors had plenty of evidence: surveillance video of Tipton buying the winning ticket, proof he had changed the lottery software, and financial records tying him to the stolen money. But not to forget, the most damning part came from his brother Tommy Tipton and his friend Robert Rhodes. They testified against Eddie in exchange for lighter sentences, explaining how he used his job to rig the lottery and pull off the scam. The defense argued the evidence wasn't strong enough, but the jury disagreed. Tipton was found guilty and sentenced to 25 years in prison. Even after the verdict, one question remained: why did he do it? In 2017, 2 years following the trial, Tipton finally broke his silence. In a confession, he admitted to rigging the lottery, claiming it was desperation rather than greed that drove him to betray his role. Was this a heartfelt apology or a calculated move to secure a lighter sentence? Some believe Tipton's confession was a sincere moment of regret, while others saw it as a smart move to get a lighter sentence. By pleading guilty, he could have reduced his 25-year sentence. Though he spoke of feeling sorry, his apology might have been just as carefully planned as his crime, a way to protect his reputation and possibly lessen the consequences after all his years of tricking the system. Tipton's confession was a wake-up call. It showed that even the most secure systems are vulnerable when insiders exploit their excess. And it left a chilling thought: how many other trusted systems could be quietly compromised? The Tipton scandal shook the lottery industry to its core, forcing sweeping reforms. Random number generator systems were redesigned, and regular independent audits became the norm. But one question loomed: can any system truly be tamper-proof? Tipton's accomplices faced their own reckoning. Tommy Tipton, a former justice of the peace, saw his career crumble. Robert Rhodes fought his own legal battles. The ripple effects of Tipton's actions extended far beyond the millions he stole, leaving behind a legacy of mistrust and lessons in accountability. Eddie Tipton's story is a modern parable about the dangers of unchecked ambition. His scheme, though brilliant, was ultimately his undoing. The $24 million jackpot he sought came at the cost of his freedom, reputation, and legacy. As we marvel at the audacity of Tipton's actions, one question remains: if given the same opportunity, would any of us do differently? Share with us how you would react if you found yourself in a similar situation. Lastly, this story serves as a reminder that lottery is more than a game of chance. It's a reflection of human nature, with all its flaws and temptations. If you enjoyed the thrilling mystery behind the hijacking of a lottery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.